Hello and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. And there is some big price activity occurring in crypto right now. I'm glad to discover that my Bitcoin holdings date back to 2017. Not really looking forward to it. I'm far more enthusiastic about the future of the other coins in my holdings, most notably XRP. It is Bitcoin, though, that often, well, not historically always, gets things moving in these markets. So, the fact that it is doing this today is encouraging news for everyone working in cryptography. Since the entire asset class follows Bitcoin's lead, XRP price has been climbing in tandem. I'm overjoyed to see that, too. You have written an article for today's issue. Before of today's major price movement, an article with the following title appeared on your screen: XRP on edge of significant price shift. The direction of XRP is clear, and its recent success has exceeded even the most optimistic forecasts. Also, I'll let you know that another analyst thinks 80 cents is within striking distance for XRP in the near future. What's interesting here is that none of my predictions for XRP price action take into account what will happen once we have a conclusion in the SEC versus Ripple case, which is imminent. If the case ends in Ripple's favor, then I can only imagine what that will mean for the price action of XRP right now, in the midst of a bull market. Nonetheless, in this video I'd like to convey the opinions of several analysts. I'd want to explain the background circumstances that have brought us to this point. Let me just say that what I have to report is excellent news. But there is something I need to clarify before we go any further. No, I don't come from a moneyed family. Nothing I say or write should be taken as recommendations to purchase or sell any security. Just a hobbyist here that occasionally posts films to YouTube on various crypto-related topics. Okay, then? So, the current price of XRP is around 51.5 cents. The current price of Bitcoin is $29,892. Nonetheless, it should be noted that $30,000 may have been reached in some areas already. Someone in our neighborhood pointed this out to me on Twitter. At the moment I'm filming this, it's not showing up on LiveCoin Watch. But LiveCoin Watch's data retrieval process may be different from that of other, comparable websites. Therefore, it may not be relevant to every single transaction ever made. It's possible there are markets where it's reached that level already. However, things are moving along at such a rapid pace right now. It's possible that by the time you watch this video, the price will have gone considerably up or way down. Whether or if the $30,000 price point will act as resistance remains to be seen, but it is a significant psychological barrier. Yet, if you are turned down here, my opinion will remain the same. Time is still on our side. After the Black Swan event of FTX collapse in November, crypto hit rock bottom when it was revealed to be a Ponzi scam. The nadir had been reached. And as it was happening, I said, well, that's a capitulation event, out loud. I may have acknowledged it at the time, but I can't remember for sure. I can't say for sure that this is the lowest point. For this reason, it should come as no surprise that I recently made some of the greatest cryptocurrency purchases of my life. In November, I made this. The asset class's market valuation is $1.25 trillion, with Bitcoin accounting for 46.17% of the total. On a day like today, let's be fair, when this is a big day for Bitcoin, a small increase in Bitcoin's market share is to be expected. I hope Bitcoin succeeds because it drives the market and generates value for all the cryptocurrencies I own. The Crypto Fear and Greed Index currently sits at 68 out of 100. It's little wonder that some individuals feel like ungrateful pigs. Now, let's go to your article for today. My prediction for the next big XRP price swing. I'm just a random guy on the internet, and this isn't financial advice, but take it for what it's worth. It's been fascinating to watch the price of XRP rise from around 36 cents or 37 cents to as high as $0.58 in recent days, but I think we'll see even more dramatic price swings in the future. The good price action we're going to have in the future is going to make all that stuff look like a joke, but I love watching it all anyway. I made a wager. That's something I'm expecting anyhow. According to the article, XRP has entered a symmetrical triangle pattern on shorter timeframes, suggesting that a major move is imminent. The creation of such a pattern is generally interpreted as an indicator of an imminent price breakthrough that might significantly alter the value of XRP on the market. Since March's conclusion, the price of XRP has risen by 36%, and the uptrend shows no indications of slowing down. About a deliberate slowing down. What's fascinating, as I keep saying, because I believe it's a really fair argument and an essential point, is that all of this is happening before the SEC v Ripple case has come to a result. Well, I do think that some of this has been a result of people expecting a positive outcome in the short term, but it also shows that people are just behaving like people. Individuals are buying XRP at current prices because of fear of missing out. The fact that Bitcoin is still going up, in my opinion, can only be good news for XRP, which is why I tweeted this out a little while before filming the video. I'm thrilled to see Bitcoin almost reach $30,000, I wrote. People are usually taken off guard by sudden shifts in the positive direction. When will the Ripple SEC lawsuit ever be resolved successfully? It would be wonderful if that occurred now, when the market is not in a bear phase. I can't say for sure when this information will be released, but I think it will be shortly. Even if this resolution isn't particularly entertaining, I'm grateful that we'll finally see it. There is still no sign of it yet. But I'm sure glad that such news didn't come out in 2022, because that was a terrible year for markets. The degree to which XRP will rocket to the upside in such an environment will be much better, and I'd like that to happen while we're in bull territory and people are feeling happy. We missed our chance in 2022 to find out for sure what it is, so we'll never know for sure. Yet, that is only my own suspicion about the matter. The blockchain supporter and fellow YouTuber who uses XRP has just tweeted. This one is from December 21, the conclusion of last year. And he conducted a survey. He said, "What comes next? Vote for whether you think Bitcoin will reach $40,000 or $12,000. And back then, 64.9% of people thought Bitcoin would hit $6,000 within a year. This is another situation in which whatever is occurring at the present time appears destined to continue doing so indefinitely. Similar to the time a couple of years ago when Bitcoin reached its all-time high of nearly $70,000. Hey, that's just good old-fashioned logic. Naturally, Bitcoin's value will increase to $100,000 and beyond. There will be no drop to the $30,000 level. Almost $100,000 will be spent. If you think it will reach $30,000, you're insane. The mystery has been solved. In the end, it dropped below $30,000. Today, however, we're disclosing that poll to the blockchain supporter in order to make a point. A little over an hour ago, he posted the results of a poll in which 65% of respondents predicted that Bitcoin's price would drop to $12,000. This was in May, when Bitcoin was trading at $16,500. Many of anonymous online commenters predicted that Bitcoin's price will soon reach $12,000. Don't follow the herd, strike out on your own. The overwhelming majority consistently fails to recognize the reversal when it occurs. And I must admit, I found it really interesting. In 2021, when Bitcoin was nearing $70,000, it was uncertain whether or not the peak had already passed. I don't mind if people share their thoughts, and there were many experts who were given the blockchain behind closed doors or were given a hard time. The blockchain supporter was right, but some of them are being downright unpleasant. I won't name names, but I witnessed a lot of other experts giving off the vibe of being downright unpleasant. If they have a different opinion, that's great with me. Discuss, but remember that it's alright to make mistakes. It's great to see that he was right after being so harsh on those who supported the blockchain. Bitcoin's value peaked at that point. No one else could have been right. Unless when talking about technicalities, that is. Thus the reliable and trustworthy crypto. He sees things a little differently, saying that the recent drop in prices didn't catch him off guard. But his viewpoint is different from mine, and it would be inappropriate for me to simply repeat it here. Yet he thinks this is just another phase in the same cycle. Hence, it's a fresh point of view. And he is confident that the upward trend will persist. This year has been Bitcoin's best ever. Yet, the blockchain supporter doesn't appear to share my optimism. Actually, he posted the following to Twitter just this afternoon. A short squeeze in Bitcoin would indicate a local top lasting a few months, as I have hypothesized in prior films. There appears to be a squeeze underway. Therefore, if he's right, which he usually is, we'll find out. So we get to have this amusing interlude, followed by what could be a protracted period of tedious sideways consolidation. But we won't be short of things to do, especially now that the Ripple case has come to a close. I think fireworks will still be a lot of fun. Whatever the case may be, I'm here for it. And then there was this, which was a great source of amusement for me. The WSB chairman's Twitter account recently released a message from March 13 in which he stated that Jim Cramer had just advised people to sell their Bitcoin and then added the words "time to purchase" before signing off with an A. We only hours ago reported that Bitcoin had risen by 40% after Jim Cramer recommended selling the inverse. Cramer is a sure bet. This is just hilarious. And here I was, thinking I got a tweet from a reputable crypto source. Perhaps I closed that tab inadvertently, but I can still relay to you one of the key points he wished to make in his talk this evening. In fact, he fully expects, and I can show the tweet in a future film, that Bitcoin's price will continue to rise in light of recent market activity. It's not a crisis or anything, but he's convinced that Bitcoin will hit a new record high this year. That's why he has some divergent views from the blockchain. He doesn't think we're going to be standing still, but it will be interesting to see who's right. In fact, he was suggesting that, a lot of the time you can get incredible movement to the upside when you start seeing action like this, and especially if we break above $30,000. This has occurred several times in the past for this type of investment. As a side note, I find it fascinating to observe human conduct as an indicator, which is why I'm particularly fond of chain metrics. It's one piece of evidence among several that can help us determine the general trajectory of events. As a result, the Daily Hodl has a headline on the 2021 quick increase in the number of long-term Bitcoin investors. As Bitcoin jumped above $60,000 in the first half of 2021, a key on-chain signal appeared, according to Sentiment, a leading analytics business that specializes in bull markets. According to Sentiment, there has been a sharp increase in the number of Bitcoin hodlers, or businesses with a limited history of selling Bitcoin. In any case, I'm glad to say that I'm just one tiny speck of data because I've been holding onto my Bitcoin. Since 2017, I have owned Bitcoin. Just holding on, holding on, holding on. This is how I handle all of my crypto assets. And I think it's quite evident that those who invest in cryptocurrency are the ones who make the greatest money. The analytics company claims that this section will continue. As Bitcoin's price jumped from roughly $30,000 to $64,000 in just a few months 2 years ago, a similar surge in the number of Bitcoin hodlers was observed. Since investors seem prepared to sit on their Bitcoin bags for the foreseeable future, the number of hodlers is on the rise. Beginning in January of 2021 and continuing through April of that year, when Bitcoin finally broke the $64,000 barrier, we saw a similar pattern, end quote. Yeah. So, you see this kind of thing every market cycle, and, frankly, you'll run out of individuals who are terrified of the market. The bottom has been reached. And then you'll see that things improve, albeit gradually at first, before heading back in a positive direction. And then, as it becomes obvious that the bottom has been reached, more and more people leap in, full of confidence, and you can guess what happens next. Yes, man, count me in. Being a part of the crypto community is fantastic. Cointelegraph analyst Rakesh Pandey also recently published an article. Please keep in mind that this was written before today's most significant shift took place, but I'd want to share with you some of what was being considered. So we have the benefit of hindsight, and you may have even more hindsight than I do right now, depending on how far into the future you are listening to this video. I can't wait to watch what happens to Bitcoin's value tomorrow and in the days to come. Will it significantly break $30,000, or will it find this resistance level to be too much in the near term? But yet again, it won't remain this low forever. That's not going to occur for obvious reasons. Bitcoin's tight consolidation at its local top suggests that traders are waiting for a catalyst to start the next trending move. Piece reads as follows. Traders may be roused from their slumber by the Federal Reserve's potential rate hike announcement on April 12 and the producer price index data on April 13. Bitcoin's lackluster price action hasn't dampened its popularity, either. Data from RF shows that in the United States, people are still searching for Bitcoin and Donald Trump more than anything else. Also, some very recent developments. Well, I'm not interested in reading this, but Cointelegraph has another article that explains everything in more detail. Also, I'm not going to read this article, but I wanted to make a general comment about it. Below are the top 10 search terms displayed on your screen. The opposite is true during bear markets. First and foremost, Bitcoin, not in that way. Well, I guess. There may be a temporary increase in Bitcoin's popularity after a major disaster. Yet, it is obviously not the case here. Nothing bad has happened. There is no today's black swan event. So far, so good. Bitcoin's market leadership has returned, and for good cause. It's yet another piece of evidence that can help you draw conclusions. Positive development is definitely on the horizon. The rest of the piece. Another interesting fact is that the number of Bitcoins in circulation is decreasing. According to investor Anthony Pompliano, 53% of Bitcoin's circulating supply has not changed hands in the last 2 years, citing data from Glassnode. So, that's what I was referring to with that other article, guys. So what happens when everyone in this town is as obstinate as the Luna family sedan and claims everything for themselves? I refuse to part with it. If you wanted to convince me to sell my Bitcoin, XRP, or any cryptocurrency, you would have to offer me a very considerable cash incentive. When many people argue yes, but on long term, the market responds by increasing prices. Thus, you could say that's the point. There may be a shortfall of supply and hence higher costs as demand increases. Moreover, as more individuals come in, there are others, like me, who are stubborn and will not sell unless they are adequately enticed. Many are concerned about tokenomics for XRP and other coins, and my response is always the same: well, okay, but are you expecting more people to jump into crypto? For the simple reason that just a small fraction of the world's population has ever owned any form of cryptocurrency. Do you anticipate a major uptick in demand? So what if the XRP supply miraculously doubled? Nothing could change that. In the grand scheme of things, there would still be tremendous possibility. That is why I always fret about it. If things go well in the short term, even without a settlement in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, here's the analyst I mentioned at the beginning of the film who thinks XRP might be worth around 80 cents. As a result, many market watchers believe that XRP price will soon surge higher on the back of this strength. I don't claim to be a financial expert. Nothing I say or write should influence any transactions you make. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.